use with another client. And I don't know off the top of my head. I have to look at the file.
Miss Yates or Miss Payton, could you tell me whether or not she's previously had a driving without a license charge?
I'm showing driving without a license in 2011, September 29th, 2011. I do show her with a valid driver's license. The issue date was 5/11/2022.
Does it, well, can you tell me by the history what may have indicated to not having the license this time? Was it because it was suspended? Was it pulled? Was she just?
It doesn't tell me any of that.
Sorry.
In looking at her driver history, only see 2 charges, and both were on the same day out of Fayetteville Municipal Court. One was for improper erratic lane change, and the other was the driving without the valid license.
That was when?
September 29th, 2011.
11. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And right now she has a valid CP license.
Ooh. CP.
Yes.
Okay. How old is your client, Sammer? She's over 21, I'm assuming.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Do we know what happened in reference to the accident? Did she have a letter of liability where she took responsibility for the damage of the other vehicle?
I don't think that she has that.
Okay. Let's do this. I don't have a problem because the old ticket is so old. I don't have a problem amending the driving without a license to an expired license.
Okay.
The fine will stay the same, but she, of course, we're amending it so that she didn't have that particular charge on her history. But I would need to verify that the other person involved in the accident was taken care of. In fact, yeah. So if you can get her to get that, I'm sure, because they didn't charge her with not having insurance, I'm sure she had insurance. And either there was a claim filed or there wasn't one. We just need a letter stating that information.
Okay. Do you want to
get your reset date?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So do we have your email, MCH? Do we have your email address?
Yes.
Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to send you a reset date. And if you could just get something from her insurance company on letterhead stating that either a claim was filed in reference to this accident dating back to November 2021, or no claim was filed at all, then when we come back, we'll just amend it. And then if she wants to enter a plea to the other charge, we're good.
Solicitor?
Yes.
I believe we may have the witness on the line.
Oh.
I believe.
Okay.
I was trying to confirm it earlier, but she wasn't connecting with the audio.
Okay. All right. Well, that brings a whole nother twist into the situation. So let's, I don't have a problem doing the amended charge. Let me see if we do have the witness on, and if we verify that there was a claim and it was taken care of, then we can go ahead and just do it today.
Okay.
If not,
is this the witness that did not want to be identified, or is this?
No. So the witness was Lakeisha Head. That was a person who was hit.
Okay.
The witness that didn't want to be identified was the employee for the water authority.
Okay.
So if you want to stand by, we'll come back to you. Let me just verify whether they're on here. I mean, it's 8:30 now, so if they are, they are. If they're not, then we'll just go ahead and amend it with under the agreement that we have the reduced charge based on the letter.
Okay.
All right. And he was the only attorney left. Can we put all the attorneys in a breakout room so I can just pop back and forth?
Yes, I'll do that now.
And if you can stick those in the breakout room, I can start with your calendar to see what the pleas are if you all have not already determined that.
Okay. Ms. Head,
Yes, ma'am.
Which, I have you listed as Jaleesa Head. Are you Jaleesa or are you Lakeisha?
I'm Jaleesa.
Okay. Are you a witness?
A witness to what?
Okay, do you have a ticket?
Yes, I do.
Okay,
So
I don't,
that's not gonna be
yeah, I'm not showing you on my 8 o'clock calendar.
I have paper documents. It was told that I had court at 8 today.
What's your ticket number?
The citation number, let's see. The citation number is
I'll look it up.
681657.
Okay.
Miss Head, did you already go to court? You already had arraignment, right?
She's on mute. I don't think she can, if she's trying to speak.
Yes, she asked me a question about
Yes.
how,
Did you already go to court July 27th?
yes,
Okay, and you pled not guilty?
yes, ma'am.
Yes, so it looks like I just pulled your name up. Your new court date is not until November 9th at 8
November
a.m.
9th.
Yes, ma'am.
Why did it get rescheduled?
Well, you pled not guilty, so we had to set everybody up for the trial date. Because if you had court a couple weeks ago, you wouldn't have had your date this quick.
All right,
All right, have a
Alright.
great day.
thank you.
You're welcome. Andreas, I'm gonna set you up as a co-host so you can move like you want to.
You know what? I appreciate you. You
No
always-
problem.
Okay, so there are what, 2 attorneys in the breakout room?
Yes.
All right, so I'm gonna pop over there. I'm gonna go ahead and let Mr. Emmert know that we're gonna send him an email in reference to the new court date. But based on him providing that information, he can do a plea and abstention. They don't have to come back. Can you tell me what the total fines are gonna be on?
For that one, $8.95.
And Andreas, before you go over, can you tell me which cases you're dealing with so I can mark those off on my calendar if they involve attorneys?
Well, so the only one that I know of is Miss, oh, good Lord, I just had her up.
And I
Miss
think that
is-
Ms. Yates or Ms. Payton, one of you all will have to turn on my video. Every time I try to turn it on, it won't let me.
Okay, so on page 3, we have Mendez Torres,
Yes,
represented by Attorney Emert.
okay, I see that,
And the witness is not here.
okay,
And then we also have on page 5, Torres Hernandez, represented by Attorney Hicks.
okay. On page 5,
Mhm. We also have an
represented by Attorney Hicks,
yes.
okay. Okay,
We have Officer Gray, who's here. He's no longer employed with the city.
uh-huh.
And I don't,
He's
where's
here ready to
Hudson
go
at?
forward, but he's here as a witness.
Yes, he's here. Yes.
Okay, we will take care of his matters, all
And
right?
you see Hudson? And then we also have Officer Hudson, and she
Officer
no
Hudson,
longer, right.
Houston.
I'm sorry,
Hudson.
Houston.
It's Houston, but they're present, is that correct?
They're present, but no longer working for the city.
Okay, that's fine, and is Bobby Stapp with the Officer K. Huston matter? Is Bobby Stapp the witness available? Check that out.
Yeah, I
And
don't
then-
see them.
Yeah, check that one out, and let me know, and then as Miss Ida, do we have any matters, any trials where Miss Ida needs to check and see what the respective pleas are?
Your Honor,
Yes, Miss Ida,
yes.
do you have any matters that you need to check to see what their pleas are going
Uh,
forward?
Yes, Your Honor, there is Torres, that's the attorney, no, there is, well, I have Mendez Torres.
Okay, I think that one is, okay, Mendez Torres. Is that Luis Torres Hernandez?
No, that's okay. That's Honorina. So I think she has an attorney. Okay. And then Torres, Luis Gerardo has an attorney. And then I have Bonilla Hector is the
And-
first one on the calendar, number
Right,
one.
Is he available? Is he here?
Yeah, he's here, Your Honor.
All right, and do we know what plea he wants to enter today to these
No, we
charges?
don't know. We don't know. We haven't
We'll
talked
find
to-
that out then. We'll find that out when I do the announcements.
And then
Okay.
that other one, which I'm not sure, is on page 4, and that's Sanchez Juarez Tammy Lee. I don't know if she needs an interpreter. It doesn't sound like it, but I don't know.
Okay, thank you. That's the one I'm asking is Bobby is the witness here. Okay,
Okay.
and are there any other announcements, Ms. Payton or Ms. Yates, of any cases that need to be continued because the officers are not here?
No.
Okay, well, great. If we will just go ahead and let everyone in, I can handle that while the prosecutor is dealing. Well, first off, if I do that, am I messing up you all's flow this morning?
No, go right ahead, sir.
Okay.
Okay.
As you come into the queue, please make sure that your device is muted and that you have typed your full name and your email address in the chat.
Buenos días. A medida que se están entrando a la audiencia, por favor, asegúrese de que su aparato o su micrófono está en silencio, su cámara está prendida y por favor escriba su nombre completo y su dirección en el chat. Haga eso ahora para que ellos tengan esta información. Y asegúrese que el micrófono está desactivado por ahora, a menos de que el juez diga su nombre y para que usted le conteste. Pero por ahora mantenga el micrófono desactivado.
Let me go over the rules of the virtual court.
Vamos a hablar sobre las reglas que aplican ahora en una audiencia virtual.
The rules of the virtual court are as follows. Your device should be muted until your name is called.
Una de las primeras reglas que tiene que cumplir es que tiene que tener la cámara prendida y el micrófono apagado hasta que se le indique que hable. Por favor, apague los micrófonos.
Your full name and email address should be typed into the chat.
Su nombre completo y su correo electrónico debe escribirlo en el chat.
There should be no distractions in your background.
No debe haber ningún tipo de distracción en el trasfondo.
Please ensure that you are dressed properly for your court proceeding.
Asegúrese que está vestido adecuadamente para este proceso penal.
Please ensure that you are not conducting your proceeding while operating a vehicle.
Asegúrese que no está manejando mientras estamos aquí en este proceso penal.
Unless it is for religious reasons, please remove all hats.
A menos de que sea por alguna cuestión religiosa, por favor asegúrese que no tiene ningún tipo de sombreros ni de cubierto, de algo que le cubra la cabeza.
And please make sure when you hear your name called that you unmute your device and announce your plea.
Y asegúrese que cuando usted oye su nombre, usted active el micrófono y diga cómo se declara.
Once you have typed your name and email address in the chat, please send it to FPMC.
Y una vez que usted ha escrito su nombre completo y su correo electrónico aquí en el chat, por favor, mándeselo a FPMC.
Today is your trial date.
Hoy es su día donde va a tener un juicio, su día de juicio.
You entered a not guilty plea on your arraignment date.
Usted se declaró no culpable el día de la lectura de cargos.
And you requested that your case be tried in the city of Forest Park.
Y usted pidió que se llevara a cabo un juicio ante un juez aquí en la ciudad de Forest Park.
In requesting that your case is tried in the city of Forest Park,
Al pedir que se le lleve a cabo un juicio aquí en la ciudad de Forest Park,
you have waived your right to having a jury trial in Clayton County
usted ha renunciado a su derecho de tener un juicio conjurado en el condado de Clayton,
unless the court binds your case over on its own motion.
a menos de que el juez decida trasladar su caso para que se haga un juicio conjurado por decisión del juez.
This is a reminder that you are presumed innocent.
Esto es para recordarle que usted tiene la presunción de inocencia.
You had the right to hire yourself an attorney before you came to court.
Usted tenía derecho a contratar su propio abogado, un abogado particular, antes de venir aquí hoy a presentarse.
Equally, you have the right to request that the court appoint counsel prior to your trial date.
De igual manera, usted tiene el derecho a que el juez le asigne un abogado de oficio antes de empezar este juicio, como lo indica la ley.
Because the city has the burden of proof,
Debido a que la fiscalía tiene la carga de probar,
the city will present its evidence first.
la fiscalía va a presentar las pruebas que tiene primero.
You will have the right to cross-examine or question every witness called by the city.
Usted tiene derecho a hacerle preguntas o a contrainterrogar a cada testigo que presente la ciudad.
You will also have the right to present evidence at the appropriate time.
Y también tiene derecho a presentar pruebas en el momento en que sea oportuno.
You have the right to subpoena to court the attendance of witnesses and the production of documents.
Usted tenía derecho a citar a testigos a que vinieran a testificar a su favor y también a solicitar cualquier tipo de pruebas que pueda haber en su caso que haya tenido la ciudad.
All communications regarding the submission of your plea form
Todos los documentos que tienen que ver con cómo se declara usted,
will be sent to you through your email
se los van a mandar a usted por el correo electrónico, todo lo que tenga que ver con esto,
through a device called DocuSign.
debido a un sistema que se llama DocuSign.
Once you receive it, please enter your plea and send it back through DocuSign.
Una vez que usted recibe estos documentos, por favor, marque cómo se declara y regrese de nuevo los documentos a la misma correo electrónico donde se los mandaron.
You will receive all court documents
Va a recibir todos los documentos del tribunal
no later than close of business tomorrow.
a más tardar al final de la jornada de trabajo mañana.
When I call your name,
Cuando yo diga su nombre,
please unmute your device
por favor, active el micrófono
and announce your plea.
y díganos cómo se declara.
If you are on the red speed calendar,
Si usted está en la lista de casos que llama Red Speed,
you do not need to answer.
no tiene que contestar.
That calendar will be handled at the conclusion of our trial court calendar.
Los casos en esa lista de casos se van a resolver o se van a realizar después que terminemos de hacer todos los juicios.
If you'd like to change your plea from not guilty
Si usted quiere cambiar su declaración de no culpable
to guilty or nolo,
para declararse y cambiarla a culpable o a nulo disputo,
you have the right to do so.
también tiene derecho a hacer eso.
Of course, your eligibility for a nolo plea
Por supuesto, si usted califica para el nulo,
is contingent on your driving record
depende de su historial de manejo
and the granting of the nolo plea by the court.
y el hecho de que el juez decida otorgarle ese nulo es decisión del juez.
When you hear your name called, simply announce your plea,
Cuando oiga su nombre, simplemente diga cómo se declara,
which is not guilty,
lo que puede ser no culpable,
guilty,
culpable
or nolo contendere.
o no lo disputo.
After you have announced your plea, please mute your device.
Después que usted diga cómo se declara, por favor, de nuevo, coloque el micrófono, desactive el micrófono.
Judge, before we start, can I make two quick announcements?
You certainly can.
If we could instruct Ms. Mendez-Torres that her attorney is logged off, that he'll communicate with her in reference to what we discussed, so she doesn't need to be on here any longer.
All right.
And-
Hold one
and-
second. Yeah, go ahead, Ms. Ida.
And that's Honorina, correct,
Yes.
Mr. Okay. So, señorita Honorina Méndez Torres, el fiscal ha hablado con su abogado, ya el abogado se retiró y su abogado la va a llamar para dejarle saber lo que decidieron. Así que ya se puede retirar, señorita Honorina Méndez Torres. ¿Ok?
Ok, gracias. Entonces ya fue todo y me puedo retirar.
So then that's it. I can log off now.
Yes.
Sí, ya se puede retirar.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Your Honor, and the next announcement would be to the court. If there, Mr. Hicks, the attorney that I was speaking to previously in the breakout room, had some connection problems, so he was instructed to log off. If he's in the waiting room, could we go ahead and let him back in and then place him back into the breakout room for the attorneys?
Okay. All right. Let me
And that
go
was it,
through-
Your Honor.
Okay, I'll go through the calendar.
Sí.
Senor Bonilla Lopez, what is your plea?
Señor Bonilla López, ¿cómo se declara? Señor Bonilla
No
López,
culpable. No
Ah.
culpable.
not guilty.
Did he have a valid driver's license at the time of the stop by the officer?
¿Usted tenía licencia válida en el momento en que la gente hizo la parada de tránsito?
Sobre ese ticket ya me declaré culpable y ya pagué ya por ese ticket.
I already pled guilty for that ticket and I already paid for that ticket.
Judge, he has that charge twice.
Well, he has one with drive, it looks like it's on two different dates. One is on
Correct.
September 3rd and the other one is on August 25th.
You want
Correct.
me to explain that to him, Your Honor?
Yes.
Ok, lo que pasa, señor Bonilla López, es que usted tiene dos cargos de no licencia. Uno ocurrió el 3 de septiembre y el otro del 2021 y el otro ocurrió el 25 de agosto del 2021. Tiene dos cargos por no licencia.
El de... Bueno, el de ahorita es la citación número 679781
Yes, that's
y
it.
el 679780.
Okay, there is 679-781 and 679-780.
Yeah, those are the August 25th citations that he received in 2021.
Ok, esas son las citaciones del 25 de agosto de 2021 que usted recibió en agosto. Esas son las dos citaciones.
Ok. ¿Me puedo declarar culpable por manejar sin licencia, con licencia expirada?
Can I plead guilty for having expired license?
Nope.
No, if his license was not valid, the charges were driving without a valid license.
No, porque el cargo es que es de manejar con licencia que no es válida. Esa licencia no era válida.
And then let him know he had the same charge on September 3rd, 2021, which would have been a month later,
Y
but really a
también,
couple of weeks later.
y también tiene el mismo cargo el 3 de septiembre del 2021, que fueron un par de semanas después que le dieron el cargo anterior.
Permítame, voy a ver el que pagué para verificar.
Oh, I need to go and check which one I paid so that way I can know what
All
I
right,
did.
we'll come back to him.
Ok,
Jack
ahorita
Bullock.
regresamos.
Jack Bullock.
Let me just tell Mr. Bonilla to have his microphone off. Señor Bonilla, apague el micrófono por ahora porque estamos oyendo ruido. Por favor, apague el micrófono y después cuando lo llame el juez de nuevo lo puede activar. Gracias.
Jack Bullock. That is an FTA. Jamal Chambers. Jamal Chambers. FTA. Jovan Cunningham.
Here.
All right, Mr. Cunningham, please turn your video on. And all, please keep your video on at all times. Mr. Cunningham, what is your plea to this charge, sir?
Not guilty.
All right, is Douglas Bowen on the line? Douglas Bowen. All right, I'll let the prosecutor make a decision about that case momentarily.
The officer is here.
The officer is here, wonderful. Gregory Dean. You can remute, Mr. Cunningham.
Say it again.
You can turn your device to mute. Gregory Dean. Gregory Dean. FTA. Christopher Fleming. Christopher Fleming. If you all will please allow Attorney Hicks to go back in the breakout room with the prosecutor.
Okay.
Amari Flowers. Amari Flowers.
She's on mute.
I'm right here.
What is
sorry,
your
I was
plea,
trying to-
Ms. Flowers?
Not guilty.
Thank you. Zestrin James.
Here.
What is your plea? Please turn your video on and leave your video on. What is your plea?
Not guilty.
Thank you. Johnny McNair. Johnny McNair. Is Marquise Martin on the line? Johnny McNair. That is FTA. Melvina Munford.
Present,
What is your plea, Ms. Munford?
not guilty.
Thank you. Paris Pagal. Paris Pagal. Paris Pagal. Mr. James, please remute your device, sir. FTA. Tammy Sanchez Juarez.
Here.
Bobby Stapp. Bobby Stapp. All right, the officer is available.
Yes.
What is your plea, Ms. Sanchez Juarez?
Not guilty.
Thank you. What store was this?
Hey, Judge.
What store was this, Ms. Sanchez Juarez?
Wholesale groceries.
Thank you. Bobby Stapp. Okay. Kenyatta Smith. Kenyatta Smith. FTA. Maria Navarro.
Culpable. No culpable.
Not guilty.
No, Ms. Navarro wasn't charged with anything. She's a witness.
Oh, señora Navarro,
I just wanted, she is present.
a usted no la
Let me
culpan.
sound for
de
Kenyatta
nada.
Smith. Kenyatta Smith. Ms. Ida, will you please let Ms. Navarro know that Ms. Smith did not appear and FTA will be issued and Ms. Navarro will be notified of the next court date.
Ok, señorita Navarro, usted estaba aquí como testigo para el caso de señorita Smith. La señorita Smith no se presentó, por lo tanto, van a dar una orden de no comparecencia para ella y usted le van a notificar cuando le toca venir de nuevo como testigo. Ahora she can log off, Your Honor.
If she's typed her name and email address in the chat and sent it to FPMC, yes, she can.
Ok, si usted por favor puede poner su nombre completo, su correo electrónico en el chat y mandársela a la persona o lo que se dice FPMC. Entonces después que haga eso se puede retirar para que ellos le dejen saber cuándo le toca venir de nuevo. Ok.
Ok, muchas gracias.
Ok, thank you.
Tamika Wortham. Tamika Wortham. Tamika Wortham. FTA is Emmanuel Hatchett. Emmanuel Hatchett. We will do an FTA for Tamika Wortham. It is now 8:51 a.m.
Judge Freeman,
Yes.
we have also on the calendar is Darius Thomas.
Yeah, that was the next one I was going to.
I apologize.
Oh, that's okay. Thank you, though. Darius Thomas.
I'm in here.
All right, what is your plea, Mr. Thomas?
I thought I plead not guilty the last time we had this Zoom meeting.
That's fine. We just want you to restate your plea. Is your plea still not guilty, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you. You can turn your device back to mute. That concludes the call of the calendar. Let's go back to Senor Hector Bonilla Lopez.
Señor Bonilla López, por favor, active su micrófono, que el juez va a preguntarle.
Sí.
Ask him what is his plea to the driving without a license and the traffic charge on August 25th of 2021.
¿Cuál es cuál es su declaración al cargo de manejar sin licencia y al cargo no cambiar el carro debidamente en el 25 de agosto del 2021? ¿Cómo se declara a los dos cargos del 25 de agosto del 2021?
Es que ese ticket yo ya lo pagué.
That ticket I already paid it.
All right,
El de
all right, let's hold
aquí
on.
tengo el recibo, dígale.
Hold on for a second.
Aquí lo tengo.
Ms. Payton, do we know if that ticket has been
Espérese
paid?
un momentito. Espérese un momentito, que van a revisar.
It has not been paid.
Those tickets have not been paid. Tell him we will just put him down for not guilty and we'll go forward the trials momentarily.
Ok, esos tickets no se han pagado de acuerdo a al récord que tiene la secretaria, entonces vamos a tener que ponerlo para un juicio. He's showing me a receipt right there, Your Honor. I don't know what the receipt said, but she's showing a receipt.
All right, and then ask him what is his plea for the same charge on September 3rd of 2021.
¿Y cómo se declara al mismo cargo el 3 de septiembre del 2021?
El 3 de septiembre, culpable.
Guilty for September 3rd.
Okay.
Pardon me, Your Honor. Mr. Dean, Gregory Dean, please mute your device.
All right, thank you. We'll come back to, it looks all right. Now, let me go to Mr. Dean. Mr. Dean, you did not answer when I called the calendar. What is your plea of driving on suspended license,
My
sir?
phone freezing. I can't. My phones are freezing. I can't. Phone is freezing.
Mr. Dean, I appreciate the fact that your phone is freezing, but understand that if you are having connectivity issues, you need to come down to the courthouse. Do you understand that?
I've removed him and we'll look for him to log back on, sir.
Okay, thank you. All right. Is there anyone else that has come on that did not hear their name called? If you're involved in red speech, you do not need to say anything right now. Excellent. Okay, we can start with the trials then, Mr. Prosecutor, whenever you're ready. I can tell you which cases people have been to the not guilty plea.
If I could really quickly get if Ms. Yates or Ms. Payton can give me an update on the history on Mr. Bonilla so I can get this other attorney off of the break room.
1 second, okay?
Sure. And Judge, so is I'm sorry, not Mr. Bonilla, Ms. Payton, that wasn't for Mr. Bonilla, that was for Mr. Hicks' client, which was Torres Hernandez. I apologize. It was Luis Torres Hernandez. And Judge, I assume the first trial is going to be on Mr. Bonilla Lopez, correct?
What I'm going to recommend, to the extent that he has, I'd like to see the receipt he has, just out of the abundance of caution. I don't know if he can come down to the courthouse now for us to inspect that. If not, he could come at 1 o'clock. Because I do need to see his history, because I need to know if there are any other driving without a valid license charges. Because if there are, he's outside of our jurisdiction.
Okay.
So you may want to go to Jovan Cunningham first.
Okay. Ms. Ida, can you ask Mr. Bonilla Lopez whether he can just report to the courthouse at 1 o'clock?
Ok, señor Bonilla López, por favor, usted puede presentarse hoy al tribunal en persona a la 1 de la tarde.
With his receipt.
Con su recibo. Señor Bonilla López, por favor, contéstenos. ¿Dónde se encuentra?
Sí, escucha.
Ajá, usted puede venir al tribunal esta tarde a la 1 en persona con el recibo para ver qué es lo que pasa.
Ok, en el de la Cash Memorial.
On Cash Memorial Boulevard, is that the one that I need to go to?
Yes, if he's close, he could actually come to this morning's calendar.
Sí, usted, sí, a ese mismo, si usted puede venir ahora, ahorita en la mañana, ahorita que estamos en todo caso, está bien, pero si no, entonces a la 1.
Ok, entonces ya me puedo...
¿A qué hora va a venir?
¿Cuándo va a puedo ir dentro de media hora.
I can be there in half hour.
All right. let him know he should not be driving.
Ok, que usted no puede estar manejando porque tiene los cargos que tiene.
Sí,
Okay?
busco un taxi.
Yes, I'm gonna look for a taxi.
Okay.
Pero, otra pregunta.
I have a question.
Okay.
Por el ticket de septiembre, ¿me declaro culpable? ¿Tendría que ir a pagarlo también ahorita o cómo?
For the ticket on the 23rd in September, I plead guilty. Do I go
It's
and pay it?
September the 3rd. It's
I'm sorry,
September.
the September the 3rd. I was my mistake,
Sí.
Your Honor. Do I plead, I'm gonna plead guilty. Do I go and pay it now also?
No, tell him when he comes down here, we'll deal with that one and the one on August the 25th.
Okay, cuando usted vaya, van a encargarse de todos los tickets, el de ahorita y el del 25. So, Your Honor, do you want him to go at 1 or do you want him to go in half
I'd
hour?
like for him, if he can come and be here in 30 minutes, that's fine.
Okay, entonces si puede estar ahí en 30 minutos, vaya ahora para que arregle eso. Y paga ese otro ticket en ese momento.
And Ms. Yates, I don't know if you all can pull his, I look at his driving history to see if there's been any previous violations.
Ok, van a revisar su historial de manejo para ver si ha tenido este cargo anteriormente. Entonces ya sabe, vaya al tribunal para que arregle eso.
Thank you, Ms. Payne.
Gracias. Ok, ya se, so he can be released, Your Honor,
He can be released to come to court.
Ok, ya puede retirarse y ir al tribunal.
Judge Freeman,
Yes.
Ok, gracias.
is it possible to hear the cases for Officer Houston and Officer Gray?
First, absolutely.
Okay, thank you.
Ms. Yates, I'm sorry.
Yes, sir.
Peyton, I made a mistake on the person that I needed the history for. You sent me Bonita Lopez, but I actually needed Torres Hernandez. I'm sorry.
Okay, I can send it over to you.
My apologies.
No, it's okay.
I think I'm the one that asked for Bonita Lopez.
Señor López, ya se puede retirar.
¿Ya es todo?
Ya eso es todo. Ya se puede retirar y vaya al tribunal ahora.
Ok, gracias.
Okay, thank you. You're welcome. Miss Mary Roy, you still need me for that case, correct? De Torres Hernández, Luis Gerardo.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's deal with Gray and Huston's case. So the first case with Gray is Amari Flowers. And then,
Yes, I'm here.
all right. Officer Gray, are you ready? And let me wait on the prosecutor.
Yes, sir.
Ms. Huston had to step away for just a moment.
All right, Judge, I'm ready to proceed on Flowers.
Yes, sir.
I guess we can swear everybody in.
All right. Everyone that's going to testify in this matter, Flowers and Officer Gray, if you'll please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God, and so say I do?
I do.
Yes,
All
I
right.
do.
All right. Mr. Prosecutor, you can go ahead and proceed with the case.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Flowers is before the court. On February 21st of 2021, he received a citation for speeding. Shows that Mr. Flowers was traveling 64 miles an hour in a 40-mile-an-hour zone. Officer Gray was the officer who issued that citation. Officer Gray, on the date in question, you have an opportunity to come in contact with Mr. Flowers.
Miss Flowers, yes.
I'm sorry, Miss Flowers. And was that contact within the city limits of Forest Park?
Yes, there was.
And are you a post-certified peace officer with arrest powers?
Yes, I am.
Can you briefly state the nature of that contact?
Yes, I was traveling southbound at the 5300 block of Old Dixie Road when I observed a gray Jeep Cherokee traveling northbound at a high rate of speed. I was able to lock using my radar, my front radar, I was able to lock the speed of the vehicle in at 64 miles an hour in a 40-mile-an-hour zone. That's when a traffic stop was conducted and the vehicle was stopped.
Okay, and I know this was a while ago, but when you made the contact with Ms. Flowers and you explained to her why you were pulling her over, did she make any statements to you that you can recall?
I do not.
All right, nothing further for this witness, Judge.
All right. Ms. Flowers, do you have any questions you'd like to ask the officer? He has testified that he tracked you via radar, traveling 64 in a 40 miles per hour zone.
No.
Does the city have any other evidence?
The city has no other evidence, Judge.
All right, Ms. Flowers, the city had no other evidence. You can now testify. If you have any witnesses, you can allow them to testify. If you have any documents you'd like for the court to inspect, you can provide those documents at this time.
No. I don't.
Do you have any testimony you'd like to give?
No, anything I say, y'all gonna go with the police officer anyway.
Well, one of the reasons why people enter not guilty pleas is to have an opportunity to say something. So would you like to have that opportunity to make a statement?
Yes, all I was gonna say was that I was turning out of JJ's, coming down that down that street to go to the red light, and hey, he clocked me at whatever he clocked me at. All I know is that I applied all directions. I didn't argue back and forth with nobody. I respected everybody and him.
Is there anything else you'd like to say?
No, sir.
All right. Does the city have any questions you'd like to ask Ms. Flowers?
Your Honor, the city has no questions. City rests.
All right. What does Ms. Flowers' driving record look like?
She doesn't have anything on her driver's record.
Ms. Flowers,
Yes.
you've entered a not guilty plea to the charge of speeding 64 in a 40. The court does find you guilty of the violation. I'm gonna give you an option. The fine amount is $254. If you want to take a safe driving course and provide proof of completion within the next 30 days, I have no problems reducing this to a basic rules violation. Do you understand that? Which will keep it off your record.
Yes. Yes.
If you do not take the safe driving course, then it will go on your record as you being found guilty. Do you understand that?
Yes, I do.
So you're going to receive your plea form through your email. You will enter a not guilty plea. You have been found guilty, and the court has given you up to 30 days to pay the sum of $254 and to complete a safe driving course. Do you understand that?
Yes.
All right. Have you typed your name and email address in the chat?
No, I have not. I'm going to do it right now.
Is there any reason why you hadn't done that?
Because when I was on the call, I was getting ready for school too. So I'm sorry.
So I know, but I need for you to follow instructions so you're not holding up everybody else, okay?
Yes, I'm sending it right now. I'm so sorry.
Thank you. Type your name and email address in the chat. Send it to FPMC. We have your information. Young lady, you can disengage, take care of this within the next 30 days, provide proof of completion of the safe driving course to the court and pay the $254. Do you understand that?
Okay, thank you.
All right, you can disengage. All right, your next matter. All right, the next matter is Zestrin James, Mr. Prosecutor. Mr. James?
Yes, sir.
And Officer Gray, can I please have both of you all raise your right hands? Mr. James, is that your right hand? Thank you. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? If so, say I do.
I do.
Mr. James?
I do.
Thank you. You want to go ahead and proceed, Mr. Prosecutor?
Yes, Your Honor. Let me find Mr. James here.
He's on page 3 at the top of page 3.
I'm looking for his, there we go. Citation. Yes, Your Honor. So Mr. James is before the court because on June 12th of 2021, he received a citation for speeding. Also, that was traveling 49 in a 30-mile-an-hour zone. Officer Gray issued that citation. Officer Gray, on the date in question, do you have an opportunity to come in contact with Mr. James?
I did.
Was that contact within the city limits of Forest Park?
Yes, it was.
Can you briefly state the nature of that contact?
Yes, sir. I was sitting stationary at the 4700 block of College Street facing southbound. While I was sitting there, I observed a gray Ford Fusion traveling southbound at a high rate of speed, using my rear radar. As the vehicle was approaching the rear of my vehicle, I was able to lock the vehicle speed in with the radar at 49 miles an hour in a 30 mile per hour zone. And it was the only vehicle in the beam.
All right. And so you pulled over Mr. James and explained to him why you pulled him over. Is that correct?
Correct.
And same question again. I know this was a while ago, but do you recall any conversations that you may have had or any statements that he may have made?
I do not.
Stop. Okay. Nothing further for this witness, Your Honor.
Officer Gray, what was the posted speed limit on that street?
30 miles an hour.
All right, thank you. Mr. James, you heard the testimony of Officer Gray. Do you have any questions you'd like to ask him, sir?
Yes, I want to ask him one quick question. When I stopped, why wasn't I stopped in the zone? I was actually, when I actually received the ticket, it said that I was in the school zone. I was way past the zone of the school, which basically had given me some type of, I guess, infraction on my driver, I guess on my license, something with my registration because of this particular citation. It being in the school zone. Why wasn't I stopped at the school zone? I was pulled over, I want to say, away from the school as the red light, actually at a red light, when a red light turned green, that's when the sirens or his lights came on. And it was just unusual.
Slow you down, Mr. James. Your question is, let me first clarify something. Officer Gray, is this a school zone violation?
No, sir.
All right, Mr. Gray, Mr. James, this is not a school zone violation. This is just a speeding ticket, sir. So this has nothing to do with the school zone. Do you understand that?
Oh, okay.
All right, now what is your question?
I was just trying to get some type of clarification or transparency on where I was stopped at. I was stopped at a red light. That's when he turned on his sirens. I was trying to see the nature of because of the nature of the stop. Why was I stopped so unusually for this simple citation?
You're asking why did he issue you the citation?
No, it went during the citation. I was stopped at the red light. He turned his
so
sirens
you want
on.
to know why did he pull you over at the red light?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Officer Gray, he wants to know why did you stop him at the red light?
Okay, so while we're conducting a traffic stop, we're giving this information out to dispatch before we actually turn our lights on in case a vehicle flees. We already have your vehicle information. So that's why it takes a minute for us to turn the lights on.
Okay, Mr. James, do you have another question?
No, sir.
All right. Does the city have any other evidence?
No, Your Honor. City rest.
All right, Mr. James, you can now tell me what happened, sir. You've been charged with a speeding violation, traveling 49 in a 30. It was not in a school zone. You understand that, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right, what would you like to say?
In spite of the incident, how I was stopped, I think I did request to actually see the radar. There was some type of I want to say problem with the radar, something that he had spoken to me about because I disputed the speed or the charges. I'm sorry, the speed that I was going at that particular time. It was just an unusual night. A bunch of odd incidents did happen during the course of that night. And that started off the course of our events. And just to recall that night, I definitely had disputed going that speed and wanted to actually look at the speedometer or the radar in which he clocked me going that fast. And like I said, there was some type of problem or grievance with that.
Okay, sir, did you subpoena a copy of the radar logs?
I didn't.
No, did you subpoena that? My question is, did you subpoena that?
Did I subpoena that?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. If
No,
you want that information, you have to subpoena that information. Did you do
I'm
that?
sorry, Your Honor. I wasn't aware of there any type of subpoena or any type of rights that I had when it came to wanting to know that.
Okay. Did you appear virtually for your arraignment calendar?
I didn't, sir. I didn't. I'm sorry. I actually have moved from Atlanta or Forest Park.
So you've not had an arraignment in this case?
I couldn't recall any type of arraignment. I just knew that it was this particular day when I got in contact with the necessary authority. They just gave me this date and told me that it was on a Zoom meeting.
All right. Let me ask you, Madam Clerk, did Mr. James appear for an arraignment in this case?
Hold on one second, Judge.
All right. Or is this his first court date?
Okay, so,
Go ahead.
okay, for me looking at the notes, he was a no-show, but he paid the late fee to get back on the
You
docket.
paid the
At that time-
FTA fee.
Yes, and at that time, we asked him what would his plea be, and he said not guilty.
Okay, thank you. Is there anything else you'd like to say, Mr. James?
No, sir.
All right. All right, Mr. James, you've entered a not guilty plea to the speeding charge. The court does find you guilty of the infraction. The fine amount is $175. Are you able to pay this in 2 weeks, or do you need to be placed on probation to pay it, sir?
I can pay it, sir.
All right. Have you typed your name and email address in the chat?
I typed my name into the check-in as far as
Your chat. Have you typed your name and your email address into the chat, which is on your device? You'll see the words chat, C-H-A-T.
I haven't, sir.
Can you please do that and send that to FPMC? Go ahead and do it right now, please. Do you see chat on your device?
Yes, sir. Just type it in, just send it.
Type your full name and your email address. Send it to FPMC. Sir, we see your information. You will receive your plea form through your email, enter a not guilty plea. You will also receive a 2-week agreement to pay the sum of $175. Do you understand that?
Do I have to be present and to pay the pay? Do I have to come to?
On the 2-week agreement, it will tell you the method of payment.
Okay.
All right. Sir, you can disengage from the call. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Melvina Monfort.
Judge, if I could make a quick announcement also.
Yes.
If the Madam Interpreter, could you let Mr. Torres Hernandez know that his attorney has logged off and he'll be in contact with him in reference to his case?
Ok, señor Torres Hernández, su abogado se acaba de retirar y va a estar en contacto con usted sobre lo que habló con el fiscal. Ok, ya se puede, so he can log off, Mr. Mary Rose.
Yes.
Ok, señor Torres Hernández, por favor, si nos dice que entendió lo que le dijimos. ¿Se puede activar su micrófono? Ok, muy bien. Entonces su abogado va a estar en contacto con usted. Ya se puede retirar.
Ok.
Ok.
Next, let's deal with Melvina Monfort.
May I be excused, Your Honor?
I'm sorry, Your Honor. This is Yolanda. We have Hector Bonilla Lopez. He is in here with me in the courtroom.
Oh, okay, good.
Okay, all right, let us get through Officer Gray and Officer Huston's cases and we'll deal with him. Thank you. Can you verify, Ms. Green, that receipt that he has, whether or not those fines have been paid?
I will do that now, sir.
Okay, thank you. All right, Ms. Monfort,
Yes, sir.
can I please have you and Officer Gray to please raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? If so, say I do.
I do.
All right, Mr. Prosecutor, go ahead.
Yes, Your Honor. Ms. Mumford is before the court because on September 6th of 2021, she received a citation for speeding, traveling 63 in a 40-mile-an-hour zone. Officer Gray issued that citation. Officer Gray, on the dating questions, you have an opportunity to come in contact with Ms. Munford.
Yes, I did.
And was that contact within the city limits of Forest Park?
Yes, it was.
Can you briefly state the nature of that contact?
Yes, I can. I was sitting stationary at the 5200 block of Old Dixie Road, operating the laser. When I saw a Mercedes traveling northbound at a high rate of speed, I was able to lock the speed of the vehicle in with a laser at 63 miles an hour in a 40-mile-per-hour zone at 775 feet. Initiated a traffic stop on that vehicle, and the driver was issued a citation for speeding.
Okay, and so you pulled over and explained to her why you pulled her over? Did she make
Yes.
any statements that you can recall?
Not that I can recall.
All right, nothing further for this witness, Your Honor?
All right. Ms. Mumford, do you have any questions you'd like to ask the officer?
No, I do not.
All right, does the city have any other evidence?
No other evidence, Judge.
All right, Ms. Mumford, would you like to make a statement, or are there any witnesses or documents you'd like to introduce?
Yes, I would like to make a statement.
Go
I
ahead.
was unaware of, I did not see the actual speeding sign. I'm very unfamiliar with Forest Park, and I was down there for work. I live in Gwinnett County. So I just omitted to see the speeding sign. It was not clear, it was not visible. And when I went back, probably a couple of days later, just to see exactly where he stopped me to see this sign, it's not that visible. So that's, to my defense, just the unfamiliarity with being in Forest Park and not seeing that actual speeding sign.
Let me ask you, Ms. Mumford, does the sign not exist, or are you just saying that you didn't see it?
It's not that visible. The sign definitely exists, but it's not that visible at all.
Do you have any photo images or anything where you can show me the sign so I can determine whether or not it is visible?
I do not, unfortunately.
Okay, all right. Mr. Prosecutor, do you have any questions, sir?
I do not have any questions, Judge.
All right. Ms. Mumford, you have entered a not guilty plea to the charge of speeding 63 in a 40 miles per hour zone. The officers testified that he tracked you via laser. You were 775 feet away from him at the point that he registered your speed. Based on the evidence presented, the court does find you guilty of the violation. The fine amount is $254. Are you able to satisfy that in 2 weeks, or do you need to pay that while being on probation?
I can take care of that in 2 weeks.
Can you, Mr. Prosecutor, can you tell me about Ms. Mumford's driving history, whether or not there have been any previous moving violations or speeding charges within the last 5 years?
I would have to leave that up to Ms. Payton or Ms. Yates.
Yes, she has.
She has, okay. All right, Ms. Mumford, you will receive your plea form through your email. Have you typed your full name and email in the chat?
Yes, sir, I have.
All right, do we have her information?
Yes, I have it.
All right, Ms. Mumford, you will receive your plea form and your 2-week agreement through your email no later than close of business tomorrow. Please send back your plea form immediately when you've entered a not guilty plea. The court has found you guilty, and please comply with the terms of the 2 weeks agreement. Do you understand that?
I definitely do. Thank you.
Thank you so much. You can disengage from the call.
Thank you. Have a great day.
All right, thank you. Officer Huston, how are you doing?
Good morning, sir. How are you?
All right. Tammy Sanchez Juarez.
Judge, may I be excused?
Officer Gray, let me just be sure that we will do not. I think that was your last case. Yes, that was your last case.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Have a good one.
All right, good luck to you. Well, yeah, that was your last case. Okay. All right. All right, Miss Tammy Sanchez Juarez.
Yes, sir.
And we have Officer Huston, Mr. Prosecutor, the witness. I don't think that the witness Bobby Staff is here. What is the pleasure of your officer?
1 second, Judge. Let me review something real quick.
Okay. And if you need to speak with Officer Huston in a breakout, let us know.
Yes, sir.
Officer Hudson, I apologize. I went through the calendar and I wish I had just gone through it. You only had one matter. I would have called yours first. How you been doing?
It's fine. I'm good, sir. How are you?
You're doing just fine.
Good.
So Judge, after reviewing the report and showing that the complainant, Mr. Stapp, did not appear, although Officer Hudson is here based on her not witnessing the actual charge, the city would have to move to dismiss based on warrant of prosecution. I will note for the city's part that the officer did obtain a DVD of the actual event at the location that was provided and placed into evidence. However, that DVD could not be introduced based on the witness complainant not being present either.
All right, well, for right now, this case is being dismissed for warrant of prosecution. Ms. Tammy Sanchez Juarez, please understand this case can be reinstated if the store wholesale elects to come forward and prosecute the charge within the next 6 months. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right, have you typed your name and email address in the chat, Ms. Sanchez Juarez?
Yes, sir. Judge
All right,
Freeman,
yes.
I believe Officer Houston has something to say.
All right, go ahead, Officer Hudson.
I was wanting to see before we did this, if I could go into the breakout room with Mr. Marie Rose.
Okay.
Before-
She'd like to go to the breakout room with the prosecutor on this.
All right, I'm setting it up right now.
Set that up. All right.
Thank you.
Also, Judge Freeman,
Yes.
Officer Richards, defendant Torres Hernandez, they had an attorney which pre-tried with the solicitor. May they be
Correct.
excused?
Mr.
Correct.
Hicks?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that case has been reset. I thought that case was reset. This is on the top of page 5.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I thought the prosecutor, I don't know, I may have gotten it mixed up, but I thought that case was reset.
Judge Freeman,
Yes.
as it pertains to Mr. Hector Bonilla Lopez, he came and pled guilty on February 23rd for the improper erratic lane change and driving without a valid license. That
Okay.
charge was reduced to expired, and he was told to pay $250 for both, and he has taken care of that. So the only issue today is the one, the first one that's mentioned on the document.
The one for September.
Yes.
Okay, now prior to the one for 8/25, let me just, he does not have a Georgia license based on what I've seen.
Let's see.
The
Andrea,
license that I
can
see
you
appears to be
confirm
from
that? I
out
don't
of state.
have the documents.
Okay, hold on one moment for me. I believe it showed expired, but hold on one moment.
Yeah, I just want to see if there's any previous charge. Let me look at what Ms. Payton sent me his history again. Okay, Miss Green,
Yes, Your Honor.
you will let him know that the charge, this would be his second offense. That charge is $1,295.
Okay, sir.
La multa son $1,295, señor.
This is the second offense.
Thank you.
Esta es la segunda vez que usted comete este delito.
Tell him he will be placed on probation for 12 months.
Lo van a poner en libertad vigilada por 12 meses.
2 months of his probation will be mandatory.
2 meses de esa libertad vigilada es obligatorio.
After 2 months, if he's paid the $1,295, his probation can end.
Si al terminar los 2 meses ya usted ha pagado los $1,295, entonces su libertad vigilada se termina. Ya no tiene que estar bajo libertad vigilada, pero tiene que pagar $1,295 y estar 2 meses bajo libertad vigilada mínimo.
It is my understanding he's entering a guilty plea to the September 3rd, 2021 driving without a valid license.
Entiendo que usted se está declarando culpable al cargo de manejar sin licencia, el que ocurrió el 3 de septiembre del 2021.
Ask him, is that correct?
¿Es eso correcto?
Sí.
Yes.
Ask him, does he understand he's entering this plea without the assistance of a lawyer?
Usted entiende que se está declarando de esta manera sin el asesoramiento de un abogado. ¿Entendió eso?
Sí.
Yes.
Does he further understand that by entering into the plea that he is waiving his right to a trial?
Y también al declararse culpable, usted renuncia a su derecho a tener un juicio. ¿Entendió eso?
Sí.
Yes.
Solo le puede decir que yo tengo pero licencia vencida.
I have an expired license.
Which meant it was not valid at the time.
Lo que quiere decir que no era válida en ese momento.
No.
What state is his license issued out of?
¿De qué estado es su licencia?
De aquí, de Georgia.
From here, from Georgia.
Ask him, has he gotten his license reinstated?
¿Usted ha podido conseguir de que le vuelvan a dar una licencia, a reintegrarle la licencia?
No, estoy trabajando en eso, dígale, pero no.
No, I am working on that.
Why hasn't he gotten his license reinstated?
¿Por qué no ha vuelto a reintegrar, por qué no le ha reintegrado la licencia de nuevo?
No, problemas que he tenido personales y eso.
Personal problems that I have had.
Let him know that that will be the sentence of the court, the 12 months probation, 2 months mandatory, and a $1,295 fine.
Okay, la condena que le impone o la penalidad que le pone el juez es de $1,295, 12 meses de libertad vigilada, que son 2 meses son obligatorios. ¿Entendió?
They will provide him with his plea form and give him information regarding probation today.
Ahí le van a dar un documento para que usted se declare, presente su declaración, y también le van a dar información de cómo se va a comunicar con el agente de libertad vigilada.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Mr. Prosecutor, is there an announcement in the Juarez Sanchez matter? And the next trial will be Jovan Cunningham.
Yes, Your Honor, we're still dismissing for warrant of prosecution. The matter still is not closed. If they want to pursue that matter, then they can bring it back up as the court has instructed.
All right. All right. Officer Huston, thank you. Ms. Sanchez Juarez, if you type your name and email address in the chat, you can be released from this court session.
Thank you, sir. So it was dismissed?
It's been dismissed temporarily unless they refile it within the next 6 months.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
And have a good day.
All right. Officer Huston, good seeing you. And if it's reinstated, you know you'll be contacted.
Good seeing y'all. Thank you, sir. Y'all have a good day.
All right, take care.
Bye-bye.
All right, next is Jovan Cunningham and Officer Bishop.
Your Honor, may I be excused now?
Yes, does that take care of all of Ms. Ida's matters?
I believe so, but
Yes.
It appears so.
okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Cunningham and Officer Bishop.
Yes.
Let me ask you both to please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? If so, say I do.
I do.
Judge, this is a matter that we made this was an accident case, and I believe we announced for the
Douglas Bowen. Yes, I did. Is Douglas Bowen available? Douglas Bowen. All right. What is the pleasure of the prosecutor?
Yeah, we dismiss this one for warrant of prosecution.
All right, Mr. Cunningham, have you typed your name and email address in the chat?
Yes, sir.
All right, looks like the witness in this matter is not present. This case is going to be dismissed for warrant of prosecution. Of course, if the witness does reappear, the city can bring the charges back within the next 6 months. But as of right now, the charge is dismissed. Ms. Yates or Ms. Payton, can we confirm that his information is in the chat?
Yes, I have it.
All right, Mr. Cunningham, you can disengage. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you, appreciate it.
All right,
Is that it,
Now-
Mr. Freeman?
yes.
All right,
Officer Bishop, thank you.
you're welcome.
All right, do we have anyone else left on our calendar before we get to our red speed? We have Darius Thomas.
You got me right here.
All right, is Officer Thomas available?
Sir, can you please turn on your camera, please?
All right, is Officer Thomas available? What's the pleasure of the prosecutor on this matter?
Your Honor, let me find out the reason for Officer.
Disorder in the house.
All right, Mr. Thomas, have you typed your name and email address in the chat, sir?
Yes. No, I have not.
Please type your name and email address in the chat.
Can the
Send
court
it to FPMC. Send it to FPMC.
Can the
And to who?
FPMC.
All
Forest
right.
Park Municipal Court.
All right. Is there, sir?
Can we confirm that his information is in the chat?
Yes, we have it.
All right.
What did you say, Andres?
I'm trying to find out what the status. Did we subpoena Officer Thomas
We did.
and are they just not available?
We didn't hear anything back.
Okay.
Yeah, y'all had dismissed my baby mom's case, I guess last 2 weeks. I had pled not guilty to it. It was a disorderly home.
All right. So, Your Honor, in light of the announcement from the state reference to Officer Thomas' unavailability, the city would move to dismiss for warrant of prosecution.
All right, Mr. Thomas, the city is dismissing this case for warrant of prosecution. Of course, if the officer does resurface, they do have a right to bring the charges if they so choose within the next 6 months. Understand that, sir?
Yes, sir.
Judge Freeman?
Yes.
Okay, he had a $200 cash bond. He was FTA the previous court session.
I
So
had paid to get back in the
FTA will,
section.
the FTA fee will need to be paid. The
Yes, sir.
disorderly house charge will need to be dismissed because the witness is not here.
Yes, sir.
So if he has a cash bond, that needs to apply to the FTA first.
Yes, sir.
Do you understand that, Mr. Thomas?
Say it again, sir.
You have a cash bond, you have an FTA fee that needs to be paid. Your cash bond will be applied to that first. And if there's any overage, it will be returned to you. If not, that will satisfy everything. Do you understand that?
So how much I have to pay?
You don't have to pay anything because you have a cash bond. Ms. Yates, how much is this cash bond?
$200.
All right, your $200 cash bond is your FTA fee.
What's the
It will
cash
be
bond,
applied
sir?
to that,
If
so
you don't
you
mind
do
me
not
asking.
need to pay anything additional. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir. Well, what's the
All right,
cash bond, sir? If you don't mind me asking. Is that
Excuse me?
defined? What's the cash bond? If you don't mind me asking, is that defined that I had paid when the case had first started?
Yes,
I
that's what was
remember.
paid when you were arrested.
I wasn't arrested, but okay.
Okay, if he wasn't arrested, Ms. Yates, are you sure we have a cash bond or did he just pay the FTA fee?
I had paid the FCA fee.
Okay, he just paid the FTA fee. Okay, thank you.
I just paid another one too, like last week.
Okay, well, it sounds like you taking care of everything. You may want to start showing up in court so you don't have to keep paying these FTA fees.
Yeah, see, sir. I currently had got a new job and I work out of town. I drive a truck, so that's why I was like not into it. And then when my baby mom had told me the same day of the court, she was being a little shiesty, so I didn't know how to join the meeting because nobody never emailed me.
Okay, how old are you?
I'm 26, sir.
Let me tell you something, you know, my generation don't recognize the baby mama term. In our world, everybody has a name, you know that, don't you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, just remember that. If y'all
Yes,
have a
sir.
child together, you gotta respect her enough to call her by her name.
Yes, sir.
All right, take it easy, dude.
Y'all be safe now. Thank you.
All right, bye-bye. Do we have anyone else from the 8 o'clock calendar, or can we go to red speed?
Well, I just have an announcement. Gregory Dean, he was on the line. He sent a message stating that he was having some connectivity problems and that he was on his way to the courthouse. I do not have an ETA at this time.
That's fine. He can come and we'll deal with it at 1 o'clock.
Yes, sir.
Is was Officer Liebert present this morning?
No.
Okay, then we'll deal with this at 1 o'clock. Let's look on his driving history. I'll look at it, or if someone will send it to me. I just want to see what was the basis of the suspension.
Okay, we'll send it to you.
And we're good. All right, Mr. Prosecutor, does that take care of your morning calendar, sir?
It does, Your Honor.
Okay, you all want to go to red speed?
Yes, sir.
All right, we will first call, let me see who this is. Can we scroll down a little bit? All right, is it Sadine Elizabeth Dunbar?
Yes, it is.
How are you doing, Ms. Dunbar?
I'm doing okay, sir. Thank
Let
you.
me have you to please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm everything as contained in your testimony to be true and correct based on your information and belief?
Yes,
If so,
it is.
say I do.
I do.
All right, you are before what's called the red speed court, which is a court in which photos have been taken of a vehicle. And I have to confirm a few facts, and then you have an opportunity to tell me why you believe you should not have to pay this civil citation. This is a civil citation, not a criminal one, so it does not show on your driving record. You understand that?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so you were charged with violating the school zone. Does this vehicle belong to you, which is a 2008 Mazda?
Yes, it does.
And were you operating the vehicle on that day?
No, I was not.
Who was operating the vehicle?
My husband.
Your husband. And is he with you?
He's not. I thought it was an 8 o'clock appointment and he was with me at the time, but I work in Gwinnett County, so I'm actually on my way to work and he's at home.
Was he driving this vehicle with your permission?
I'm not sure how to answer that because we
Well,
husband
let me
and
ask
wife.
you something.
Okay.
Have you done anything that you would do if someone took your car without your permission? Have you filed a police report? Have you done anything like that?
Well, I've been driving a different vehicle and he just has been using that one. So that's what happened. I've been driving Mitsubishi for a couple months and he was using that. I didn't really think of it as giving permission, but it is registered in my name and he's been using it and I've been driving a different vehicle.
So have you acquiesced in his usage of the vehicle?
Not really, but I did tell him that he needs to pay it. I did not want to pay it because he did get, I believe it was a warning prior to this, which I did pay. So when I saw the second one, I told him he had to pay it. I didn't want it. I wasn't sure at work. I didn't want it on my name or on my license. So I told him he
Well,
needed
this
to
does
pay
not
it.
show on your name on your license. So let me just, I'm not encouraging that you do one or the other. It doesn't matter. If he was driving the car without your permission, then there are certain things that people do when someone is using their car without their permission. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
You have not done those things. Can we agree on that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm gonna reset this I'm gonna let you and your husband come on, and I'm gonna let y'all figure out how to resolve this. I'm not gonna get in the middle of this, okay?
I didn't hear you. You're not going to what,
I
sir?
said, I'm not going to get in the middle of any husband-wife issue. I'm gonna let you and your husband figure this out.
Okay. Well, the most important thing is that I just didn't want it on my license. You say it won't be on my license.
If you read through this, this is a civil violation. It's not a
Okay.
criminal violation, so it does not go on your driving record.
Okay, so I'll just tell him that he needs to pay.
But I'm gonna let you and your husband figure this out. I'm gonna give you a reset court date of 30 days out, and hopefully y'all have resolved this before then, okay?
Okay, I'll just call him and tell him he needs to pay.
I will let you deal with that, okay?
Thank you, sir.
All right, let's reset her for 30 days to give her time to resolve this with her husband.
Yes, sir.
All right, who else?
Thank
do we
you.
have? No problem. You can disengage.